The absolute divorce bill got the final nod of the House of Representatives on Wednesday. The lower chamber approved House Bill 9349 on third and final reading with 126 yes votes, 109 no votes, and 20 abstentions.
Sa tanaw sa both nga partner na mas makakuan sa mga bata, okay na lang siguro. Pero kung nang jud di mo, murag di siya mayo kay luoy mo ang mga bata.
For me, yes. Yeah. Because I know like marriage is a sacred thing, but lain man if like magstay pa sila sa usang relationship nga dili na sila happy, so it's much better to like let go and maybe grow.
Dili jud ko sang-ayon sa divorce because I'm a devout Catholic and then I respect the sanctity of marriage. Maura.
Yes. Kay I think consequences sa marriage nga, let's say abusive gani, or let's say kanang dili na functioning well, kay mas worse kaysa sa consequences sa divorce.
Para sa ako dili. Kaya nga no, luoy man gud ang mga bata. Ang bata mo kay mga apektuhan ana gud kung broken family mo, di ba?
Everyone deserves to be happy. Divorce does not make the other couple or make other couple, happy couple, inspired to divorce. Only those who are unhappy. So those unhappy people deserves to be happy, di ba? Then it does not violate the other person. It's not a crime. It's only a decision to be happy. Is that bad?
It is time to grant spouses the option to legally exit unhealthy marital relationships.
The Philippines is one of the two remaining countries in the world, aside from the Vatican, where divorce is illegal. Since 2005, when it was first introduced in the Philippine Congress, the divorce bill has seen progress more than ever in May of 2024, when the House of Representatives passed the divorce bill on its third and final reading. However, its progress has been met with strong opposition from religious groups and Philippine strongholds of its traditions. This raises the question, is the passage of the absolute divorce bill for better or for worse? Daniel's parents separated when he was just 15 years old. Now, he is a college student who lives with his mom, younger sister, and his mom's romantic partner. Daniel opens up about how he and his mother rebuilt their lives after surviving a home where love was overshadowed by pain.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what was the reason your parents separated?
It was just a whole bunch of awful things combined into like one marriage. There was like domestic abuse, like emotional manipulation, just everything that you can think of for reasons of divorce. It's there. It was peaceful in a sense that they were essentially strangers to each other, and when they would look at each other, when they would talk to each other, it wasn't kind words, it wasn't a hi, hello, how are you? It was screaming, it was fighting physically, it was throwing things at each other. It felt like a weight off my chest, like finding out that like they're separated for good. It was like finally this like cycle of torture and trauma is finally put to an end. To find out that he was moving away for good, they were finally separating for good. It was like the battle's over. You don't have to fight anymore. They're in the process of an annulment, and like it's just been very problematic for our family because it's not something we can really afford on either side, because like it is very expensive, man. Like it is, just to start the process was like 300,000 pesos out of our pockets. So to continue on, it's a struggle for sure. It's gonna be a big change, obviously, because it's kind of like you're jumping from one family to another. So everything's like new, everything's different. And like especially when my mom's boyfriend first moved in, it was very awkward for me because I never really got to know him that much. It's a house, but it didn't feel like home.
What do you miss about your the past that you still want now?
I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember what I miss because it's been so awful. It was an awful experience just having to live through that day by day, and I genuinely can't remember a happy memory for my family. I remember happy moments, but I don't remember moments as a family that we were genuinely happy, where I could say that, yeah, this was a good part in our life. I don't know what is there to miss, but something is missing. I try to forget. I distract myself because what else can you do? It's something that you've been dealing with since you were 2, so obviously when a stressful child would try to hide themselves and get away from problems, and it's something that I grew up with, so.
Reverend Father Crescenciano-Ubod from Liloan, Cebu, a priest who actively uses social media to engage with his listeners, is known for his controversial remarks on how couples should handle their relationships. Like the church stance on divorce, Father Ubod also believes that marriages, no matter how painful or toxic, should not be dissolved. He asserts that where there is suffering, there is love.
Gihiusa sa Dios dili buwagon sa tao. Amo ginay atong gibarugan. Doktrina gina sa simbahan nga ang kasakit, ang cross, mabta na ang cross ato ginang sentro simbahan, mao gyud makapaluwas. Matud pa ni Kristo, take up your cross. Ang sagad nga rason sa divorce kay avoid the sufferings man. So muna mo against ta ana to prove nga kining sufferings dili gini siya babag sa tinuod nga kalipay. Ang divorce man god kanang imong giguba ang validly established nga marriage. Sa ato sa simbahan di gyud pwede ang valid marriage nga imong gubon. And that is the concept of divorce.
What if, Father, ang bata mo mismo ni ingon nga mas nindot ang divorce, mas nindot maghiwalay nga kuan kaysa mabuo nga gubot?
Kanang bata mangita ginagpabor. Mao na ang bata kinahanglan jud guidance kay ang bata pataka man nagsulti. Ano mo tuo mo ka nang bata nga bata man na. Bisa pag may mga bata nindot ang divorce. Wa man na sa kahibaw unsa gyoy. Di sa kalantaw ba og kana bang future ba kanang kitang to pang long life bitaw pang matagalan nga kana ganing projection in life. Ang bata kay immediate man na ila. Muna ay kay nagtuhoy ang bata, although maminaw gitas bata, muna mangita gyud adjustment ang parents.
With the absence of divorce, Father Shano explains that legal separation can be an alternative.
Kanang legal separation embodied na sa atong family code, nasa na sa atong canon law sa simbahan. Pasabot, let the law intervenes pero wa giguba ang ilang marriage, pero ang ilang physical union gi tagaan og limit sa balaod to avoid physical harm, emotional stress, ana.
The Gabriela Party List, which represents Filipino women in the House of Representatives, is one of the organizations advocating for the legalization of divorce. Dr. Lene Ocasiones, a professor and one of the nominees to represent the party list, has been a vocal supporter of this cause. In contrast to the church's pro-family stance, Dr. Ocasiones holds a differing opinion.
There's very limited options for women, especially now in the present setup. No? So like for example, we only have annulment where that really cuts the ties between the estranged husband and wife. No? But annulment can be very expensive. And it can also be so emotionally damaging for both husband and wife. No, magsugod na gayud as lag sining kahay, ang usa magkuha na og kanang kutsilyo or mga ingon ana, no. So that can be more traumatic for the children rather than perhaps kung magkasabot mo ba nag-asawa nga ipasabot ninyo sa inyong mga anak nga this is what's happening, and then dili na gid pwede namo makuan ma-heal. I think that would be a much better situation for the kids. The situations before were different, and let's look at the Bible as the product of its time. Times are changing, the times are different now, and therefore our laws and policies should also be relevant to the times, and one of them is divorce.
Muhunong magkakigugma tungod lang kay mangulata siya, pagpakulata lang. Tungod ba kay musuyop siya? Pasuyo pa lang na, mamatay ramang ginamadugay. Matukhang pa na. Nya higugmaa lang yapon bisag tuan as presuhan. Higugmaa lang yapon.
In August 2024, Father Shano gained attention on social media after a viral video in which he expressed his strong opposition to couples separating due to violence. Many netizens with differing opinions expressed their sentiments. And the Cebu Lady Lawyers Association issued a statement saying that Father Shano's remarks could have legal consequences.
Katuro tong giril. Gi-quote lang ba ang katong certain portion ba? Pero ang whole homily ato, nabuhat to na akong homiliha, kuan pa to? May 2, 2022. Saan man pag-follow ni Christ sa mga asawa? Amote akong punto. Si Kristo kay before siya ni sakas langit og balik, gikulatam to siya mayo, gilansang sa krus pertim tumbunoga, and if we follow Christ, then magpakulata sa ta. Mao na gitawag sa simbahan of martyrdom, which is the highest expression of faith. Nya ang mga martyrs kulatahon, di man masuko.
So if you're in a family nga nagsigig away ang asawa o ang bana every day, that is more traumatic to the children than the actual separation of the parents themselves. Because children need to be in a safe space, in a safe environment. So if there will be shouting, there will be boxing sa banag asawa, no, mas makakuan siya, maka-epekto, mas naa siya lasting nga impact, no, sa mga bata. It's been really a long fight, especially for women. There are actually a lot of women organizations that fight for divorce in the country, but because a lot of our Congress representatives are afraid of the Catholic Church, afraid that the Catholic Church will not, support them during elections, will campaign against them during elections, then dili siya makuan kanang mapass into a law, no? As you know, ang Philippines na lang ang nag-inusara nga walay divorce nga law, no? The rest have their laws, and yet you still see that marriage ceremonies are still being done. Couples who are happy are still happy, because let's not look at divorce as the one that will create all the chaos. The chaos has already been there. Now we are trying to look for ways where there will be peaceful resolution to conflicts.
Nya kini siyang maong senaryo sa kalibutan mo, ingon jud ko nga it's a sad reality na hasta ang mga strongly founded Christian nations like Spain, Germany, France, anang US, nakaroon ni-adapt na sila what is not allowed in the Catholic Church. It's a sad reality, and it is already a warning na the end of the world is near.
If these people would really look at the content of the divorce bill, they will see that it's different. It's contextualized in Philippine society. In our case, we're really giving a long time for the couples to think and assess whether it's the right thing for them to do. And I think that's what I would like to encourage those who are anti-divorce to first study the bill. Don't just believe in hearsays. Don't just kanang swallow hook, line, and sinker what you see are already be passé, or no longer relevant to the times.
We live in a country that is so stuck in its past, in its ways, where we can't move forward from who we were. Like, we can't amend the Constitution, we can't move forward from the past. We're not progressing as a country, and it's not doing anything for our own good. It's only stopping us from achieving greatness.
Kung mapirma ni ang divorce bill, unsa may mabuhat sa simbahan?
Dili na lang mo kontra na, dili na kinahanglang awayo na nato. Ang moabil, din abil. Mo nang ingos Kristo, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and give to God what belongs to God.
If you're a couple and you don't like to have divorce, then you have the option not to do that. But for those who really need it, for those in abusive situations, in helpless situations, then at least they have another option. And that is what we really want, is providing options, especially for women that don't have any means, to have annulment, for example, because of its very costly and very expensive nature.
If you could tell your parents one thing about how you feel after the separation, what would it be?
I'm glad they're separated, and they should have gotten separated a long time ago before they brought another child into this world, and before they had to traumatize not only one but two very impressionable kids.
When the divorce bill is actually passed here in the Philippines, what do you think the outcome will be? For better or for worse?
Better. Like, so much better, because there are just so many unhappy families, and so many people going through problems that they can't escape from, and they shouldn't keep living through this cycle of trauma, of hurt, of bitterness, because it would save a lot of people and a lot of lives. And if divorce is pushed through, then it just means a lot more happy families.